Have you ever wondered if a single scene could completely change the way we remember a movie? In the world of DC's cinematic universe, that question comes up more often than you'd think. Some of the most powerful, emotional, and downright shocking moments were filmed, or at least planned, but ended up abandoned on the cutting room floor. Today, we're taking a look at the most intriguing deleted DC scenes that fans never got to see. Superbaby, the lost childhood of Superman. In Man of Steel, we watched Henry Cavill's Superman rise from Krypton's ashes, grow up in Kansas, and eventually become the world's most iconic hero. But the story could have gone deeper. Originally, Zack Snyder planned flashbacks exploring Clark's early childhood, including one wild sequence where the Kents take baby Clark to a pediatrician. What should have been a routine checkup spirals into chaos when the infant's heightened senses overload the doctor's office, much like the X-ray vision scene at school. It would have shown us just how hard it was for young Clark to live as a normal human. According to screenwriter David Goyer, this was filmed but cut late in production. Interestingly, it survived long enough to appear in the Man of Steel children's tie-in book, Superman's Superpowers. Life Lessons, Jonathan Kent's hunting trip. Of course, nothing in Man of Steel caused more controversy than Superman's decision to kill General Zod. Many fans argued it came out of nowhere. But what if I told you there was a planned scene that would have made this moment easier to understand? In this cut flashback, Jonathan Kent takes a young Clark on a hunting trip. After Clark kills a deer, he's visibly shaken. Jonathan uses the moment to explain the weight of taking a life, even when it feels necessary. Sadly, this sequence was never shot, and without it, Superman's final act against Zod felt like a shocking leap rather than the result of a painful life lesson. Harley's big breakup. Joker versus Quinn. When Suicide Squad hit theaters, Jared Leto's Joker was heavily marketed but barely present. What fans didn't know was that his story with Harley Quinn was supposed to end very differently. In one deleted idea, a scarred and badly burned Joker would confront Harley before the final battle with Enchantress. He offers her a chance to rule Gotham with him, but Harley refuses, choosing her new squad instead. This would have been Harley's true moment of independence, giving her agency and growth. Unfortunately, the scene never even made it to filming, leaving fans with a Joker arc that felt incomplete. Slipknot's forgotten story. Remember Slipknot? Probably not. And that's the problem. The character, famous for being able to climb anything, was introduced in Suicide Squad only to be killed minutes later as an example of Amanda Waller's explosive head implants. But originally, he was supposed to have a backstory flashback like the other squad members. Director David Ayer even filmed it. If included, audiences might have believed Slipknot would stick around, making his death more impactful. Instead, he was written off so quickly that he became a running joke about wasted potential. Aquaman's first breath underwater. James Wan's Aquaman became one of DC's biggest hits, but even this origin story left something out. A deleted childhood scene showed young Arthur learning how to breathe underwater for the very first time. Wan explained that while the moment was shot, it felt redundant once editing was complete. He didn't want to overload the movie with too many flashbacks. Sadly, he admitted the footage would probably never see the light of day, leaving fans to wonder how that scene might have deepened Arthur's journey. The Killing Joke, Rick Flag's lost insult. In James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, Rick Flag Jr. starts as part of a disposable team, sent on a mission that was never meant to succeed. But the film never explained why Amanda Waller threw him into a suicide run. Originally, Gunn included a scene later in the film where Flag jokes about Waller's shirt being covered in clown faces. The insult was petty, cutting, and exactly the kind of slight Waller would punish. It gave context to why she set him up, but unfortunately, the gag never made it to the final cut. No fate. Black Adam's lost tease. We all remember Black Adam's post-credit scene where Superman makes a shocking return. But did you know another one was planned? In the scrapped version, a mysterious figure picks up Dr. Fate's helmet, teasing either his return or a new character taking up the mantle. No explanation was given for its removal, but it likely would have overshadowed Superman's comeback. To this day, fans speculate what it could have meant for the future of the DCU. Exit Jon Stewart, Snyder's Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League was famously long, but even in its 4-hour runtime, one major scene was still cut: Jon Stewart's Green Lantern. The sequence had Bruce Wayne meeting Stewart in person, marking his first live-action debut. Actor Wayne T. Carr even filmed it, but Warner Bros. Executives shut it down, citing other plans for the character. Snyder nearly quit over the decision, but eventually replaced the moment with Martian Manhunter. For Green Lantern fans, it was a devastating missed opportunity, but James Gunn's rebooted DCEU promises to finally bring Jon Stewart to life in the upcoming Lanterns series. Shazam joins the Society. The Shazam sequel had its fair share of behind-the-scenes chaos. One of the biggest changes involved its post-credits scene. Originally, Hawkman and Cyclone from Black Adam were meant to recruit Shazam into the Justice Society. But just 3 days before shooting, the cameo was scrapped. Director David F. Sandberg, unwilling to waste the set they'd built, rewrote the scene with Jennifer Holland and Steve Agee instead. Even Zachary Levi admitted the change was disappointing, and the sequence fans got never quite made sense. Flash's alternate endings. The Flash was always going to be messy, but its ending was changed multiple times. The version we saw had Barry Allen returning to his timeline, only to find George Clooney's Bruce Wayne waiting for him. But earlier versions included Michael Keaton's Batman and Sasha Calle's Supergirl surviving, or even cameos from Henry Cavill's Superman and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman. When James Gunn and Peter Safran took over DC, they scrapped these endings to clear the slate for their reboot. It left fans with Clooney's surprise cameo and plenty of questions about what might have been. Batman in Limbo, Aquaman 2's cut cameos. Finally, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom had one of the most confusing behind-the-scenes journeys. Both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton filmed scenes as Batman for the sequel, but neither appeared in the final cut. The decision came down to scheduling and uncertainty about which film would release first, The Flash or Aquaman 2. In the end, both Batmen were erased entirely, leaving fans without a clear send-off for either version. Closing thoughts. These missing moments remind us of just how different the DC universe could have looked if even one scene had made it to theaters. Some could have fixed character arcs, softened controversies, or teased epic storylines that never came to be. And now, with James Gunn's fresh DCU reboot on the horizon, fans can only wonder, which scenes will finally get their moment, and which will remain locked away forever?